Astral Chain swings its way onto the Nintendo Switch from highly regarded Platinum Games, the same developers behind award-winning titles such as the Bayonetta series and Nier Automata. The sci-fi action-packed Astral Chain has a few surprises up its sleeve, but before we get into that, what is Astral Chain exactly and why should you care? Let's start with the story. The story of Astral Chain opens up in the year 2078. Interdimensional creatures called Chimera have destroyed most of the human population of the world, with only one city standing, the Ark. The only thing stopping the Chimera is a police force called Neurons. A few in that force have the ability to control these creatures and use them to fight against the Chimera. The turned Chimera, called Legions, are individually bound to their human counterparts. You play as one of two new recruits to this elite force. The other is your twin brother or sister, depending what character you choose in the character selection screen. I wouldn't say the story in this game is its main draw, or that it needs to be fantastic for this game to work. The story overall was okay. I had a good time with the 25 to 30 hours that I put into it. It is almost expectedly filled with some anime tropes, and some of the character actions and motivations could have used some work. Some of them don't make sense and feel like they could have been fleshed out a lot more. That goes for the overall plot as well. There were things that either weren't explained that well or left a little too vague. To be fair, there is quite a bit of notes or lore that might explain things a bit better, and all that being said, there are some very cool moments in this game that made me literally get up out of my chair and yell. The music in Astral Chain is incredible. Its soundtrack focuses mostly on two genres, heavy metal and EDM, creating a musical medley that intensifies and enhances the heart-pumping action and helps create a chill atmosphere in more relaxed moments. You will definitely be listening to this soundtrack after you played this game. The voice acting is very good. All the voice actors do a great job in this game, although it's kind of off-putting that the voice work doesn't match the lips moving on the characters themselves. The visuals are arguably some of the very best on the Nintendo Switch. This game flat out looks fantastic. The character models are clean looking with great facial expressions. From cityscapes to the astral plane, the environments do exactly as intended and completely integrate you into the game. The level of detail, coloring, and graphical fidelity make them very welcoming to the eyes. The only thing I will say about the environments is I wish there was more of them, as you will revisit some of these throughout the story. Astral Chain has some very cool lighting effects, especially during battle, where the game runs at mostly steady 30 FPS. I might have noticed one or two slight hiccups during times when there were tons of enemies and effects on screen. There were moments where a new area was introduced and there would be a slight hiccup on resolution, but it was very brief and none of it really interrupted gameplay. In Astral Chain, you control both the main character and your Chimera. Essentially, you are controlling two characters at the same exact time, something I've never really seen before in a heavily action-focused game, but it works and it's a ton of fun. You can use different weapons, you can parry enemy attacks, pull off combos with timed button presses that not only look rad, but deal lots of damage. I haven't had this much fun in a 3D action game in a very long time, because it's not just a button masher, you have to think strategically. If you just button mash, you're probably going to get wrecked. You can use your Chimera's abilities outside of battle to solve puzzles and help with side quests, which there are a ton of in this game. There are plenty of fun upgrades for you and your Chimera that will open up new abilities and combos in battle. The Chimera buddy system is something that Astral Plane brings new to the action genre, but there are some drawbacks. Controls can get a little bit confusing for the not so gifted, and the camera can get a bit wacky, if not a lot wacky, during certain moments of the game. Astral Chain made me believe that 3D action games can still surprise and innovate. It combines some very unique gameplay elements with an excellent presentation to make it not only one of the best action games on the Switch, but one of the best games I've played this year. I give Astral Chain a 9.0 out of 10. The good: amazing action, beautiful graphics that push the consoles to its limits, and fantastic soundtrack. The gripes: I found the story to be a bit muddled, and the camera can be a pain at times. And this. Neuron checking in, no activity to report. Wait a minute. Alright, Legion, let's go! Hey, Neuron. I might need some backup. I really appreciate you watching this video. How did you like this review? What do you think about Astral Chain? Will you be buying it or are you skipping on it? Let me know below and let's start a conversation. My name is Andrew and this is Think Game Talk. Until next time, later.